Metal Gear Solid 1 is a game that I really love, and it's one in the top of the stealth games that I've played, and still to this day. So this is a PlayStation 1 game, but it still looks pretty good. It's absolutely not the best looking, but yeah, it doesn't look awful. The gameplay is very enjoyable and actually really rewards exploration. The character controls a bit in a sluggish way. It's not like he controls very bad, but he doesn't control the best. That's just something that I have to say about it. But even then, I still think this game is very fun to play. It is a top-down view, what well isn't the best either, but again it works, and honestly a lot of the things just really work together. You got your two little inventories here. And for the rest, there's not that much in terms of buttons that you have. So you can simply crouch, and when you crouch and you walk, you will actually go prone and crawl along the floor. This is very important because you don't want to get seen. You also got the map. What is a very important part of this game is the map. You gotta really look at it because you will see enemy patterns and where they are looking at. If you want to do stealth without killing enemies, this thing is very important. But I'm not really like that. I actually like to kill some enemies. So yeah, I just wasted a bullet there, but I probably will kill them. So you got these two inventories here. You got a lot of gadgets, and there are more that you can get, like this grenade that disables electronics, and yes, your guns. Then you got a lot of these things, and all of these things do have a use. Like smoking will take your health out. But there are uses for these weapons as well. What is something that is really cool. Yeah, and you got the box, what you probably remember. Walking around this facility that you got is very fun. I won't say that much about the story because I don't really want to spoil it. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to spoil this game because I don't want to. And honestly, if I was going to spoil this game, I just wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like if somebody actually spoiled this game to me. So I'm trying to keep it a bit spoiler free at this moment. You simply go to this facility because there's a mission that you have to do, but there are a lot of things that happen. Plot twist, everything. The boss battles in this game are great and very unique. And I honestly like it. So we are in an area with enemies at the moment. And you see somebody saw me as an example. Why do I say as an example? Because I wanted him to see me. So you get a lot of stages that you go into. As an example, evasion. So we got some C4 here. We evaded them, but we still don't want them to see us. So enemies are not the smartest, but you just have to look at this map. It's as simple as that. But there are sometimes areas where the map is not available. What means it still is a lot harder. The map right now is just simple. We see the map and we know what to do. This is where the cigarettes come into play. You see, the cigarettes will actually let us show that there are indeed lasers there. We also have a mine detector, but there are no mines. So let's actually crawl along the floor under these lasers. Simple as that. This room sort of spoils that there are lasers because you can indeed see them at this moment as well. But it does it in a way that is, in my opinion, very well done. Because the lasers are there, so you know that they are there, but they also learn you a mechanic, what I really like. The keycodes in this game work a lot better than the Metal Gear games, and I don't mean the Metal Gear Solid games, but the general Metal Gear games. They work a lot better. But the game is in a lot of ways also similar. So killing enemies isn't the biggest part of the game. It doesn't really handle that well, and there are things like backup that will come. So like you saw there, we died pretty quickly. And that's the thing, you don't really have a lot of ways to kill enemies. It's not that accurate. It does work, but it's not about the game. This game isn't about killing. It's as simple as that. This game is not about just killing enemies. It's about trying to evade these enemies. Try to get through these areas without these enemies seeing you. And that is the thing, the enemies aren't that smart, but still provide a pretty big challenge. But like I said, you can kill the enemies. And when you are playing in stealth, killing the enemies can be a viable thing. You can also knock on walls, like you see here, to lure enemies to you. All these mechanics work very well and work in the game. The same goes with your gadgets. Every piece of gadget that you get is useful in a way. If it's something like this, a grenade that disables, as an example, electronics, so maybe cameras. Very useful to get past these things. There are some very gamey things that this game has. And yes, I don't not really like this disc here. You actually have to look at the disc that you get with the game. But this can be difficult for some people. If you're playing through an emulator, you don't have the disc. But like me, I have a lot of PlayStation 1 games where I don't have the disc. I don't know why, but I just don't. I don't have the disc anymore. It's something that just happened. So, or I do have the disc. I mean, I don't have the case anymore, and like the book that comes with it, so I can't read it. So this is something that I don't really like. The same goes with like one of the key cards you have to do. That is something that is very difficult to know if you've not played the game. And honestly, some things in this game can be pretty difficult. The boss fights I really like because they are done in a very nice way. The boss fights are all unique in a way, and you have to think a bit about how to tackle them. It's fun to do. The story is very interesting, and actually this game for me, it seemed like a game that inspired quite a lot of games. With the original Metal Gear games, and again I don't mean Solid, I like these games, but these games for me had a lot of things that were problems. They feel a bit outdated. This game doesn't feel that outdated at all. It does have some outdated things, don't get me wrong, but it also has some things that just are very well done. So for me it's a bit between. I don't think it's that outdated, but it does have some older things to it. For me, Metal Gear Solid is a franchise that I like. I liked all the Metal Gear games. The third one is my favorite, and I will review that game one day as well. But this game for me still stands very high. I love a lot of things about it, and with the recent release of Metal Gear Solid 5, I just don't feel that happy with 5. The gameplay is improved in a lot of ways, but a lot of the old school things are away and are gone, and one of them is the inventory system. This inventory system has been the same throughout the whole series, and it works. I mean, this system really works. So it's sad that they took away that system. But even then, it's still a nice game. I'm not going to review that game at the moment. But this game just has some really different mechanics. The map is, like I say, one day. This is one thing that is very important. This is a very different stealth game in that way. But I just love the things that you can do. I love that you can crawl under a tank. That is just cool. You can't shoot when you're prone, let's say it different. You also can't zoom in the way like you can with Metal Gear Solid 2 as an example, where you can zoom in. You can't, well, you can do this, what I like, but you can't actually shoot your weapon in that way. It's not like you got a fine aim. So here's a camera. We can easily bypass it, like you see. And then we can get in this room, and there may be some extra loot for us. Well, there is a grenade. Let's wait for the camera to turn and then walk out. Without the minimap, this game would be really hard, because we would actually have to look in first person view. Because from the top view sort of makes it a bit difficult. Like we see him there. He doesn't see us, and we can get pretty close. Oh fuck. Let's actually wait. You see, they are not that smart, but he still has his route that he follows. Now we killed him. Because passing through him is possible, but we just kill him. He doesn't have that merchant. Well, there is something here, but we can't open it. There's a camera there. Let's quickly get in here. Let's look around. There are no enemies here. And only a ration. Well, we can actually eat a ration. What I also like, that you actually need, your health doesn't come back and you need to actually eat food for it. So let's get the keycard out again. Open the door. Let's actually try to hide under there. Oh, fuck. Whew. You wait for the turn like this. These are crucial parts of the franchise. And honestly, this feels so hectic in some ways. But it's nice. It also loads pretty fast, and it's just it controls reasonable. Like the controls feel a bit sluggish, especially if you're going to talk about like if you really want to fight enemies. This is not really the game, but that is understandable, and even then you can still fight enemies. You just have to probably turn down the difficulty. One thing that I also like is the soundtrack. It's great. I mean, the soundtrack is something that in the whole series is really great, and this one has too. It has great soundtracks and sound design that really makes you and takes you into this game. What is something very good. You want that, and I was interested just exploring the world. Or the world, just exploring this facility. It's enjoyable to do, and throughout the franchise I will say there are games that just do a lot of things better. But this game still stays very good to this day. You can still play it. It's not something where it's going to be that difficult. You just gotta keep in mind it's a bit more focused on stealth in a lot of ways. Actually going in a very lethal run isn't the best thing to do. But you can do it. What is a nice thing? You can do it. Keep that in mind because it's just something important. So thank you everybody for watching. I really like this game. I just have to say it because I'm just playing it again. And honestly, well, that looks really weird, but honestly, it doesn't feel that outdated at all. It feels pretty good. One thing that I forgot to say when I die, yeah, you can also do some basic CQC, what is pretty important as well. And look at this game over screen. Look at it. It's greatly designed. It looks great.